When you hear the word hell, what comes to mind? A fiery abyss? Eternal torment? Pitchfork-wielding demons laughing as sinners writhe in agony? Sure, that's the classic imagery. But let's leave the medieval fanfiction behind for a moment and look at the world around us. Parents abusing their children, not just physically, but emotionally, eroding their sense of self-worth before they've even had a chance to understand who they are. Political and religious leaders hoarding wealth and power while their people starve and suffer, victims of preventable diseases and systemic poverty. Wars raging, destroying lives and communities in the name of ideology, greed, or sheer indifference. Hell doesn't need a flaming underworld. It's right here, right now. Think about the atrocities we've normalized. Abuse in every form. From households to institutions, the violation of trust and humanity seems almost commonplace. Political corruption. Leaders prioritizing personal gain over the lives they're supposed to serve. Religious betrayal, figures of faith exploiting their power to manipulate, deceive, and, in some cases, outright destroy the lives of their followers. War and violence. Endless cycles of destruction justified by borders, beliefs, and the relentless thirst for domination. If a fantasy hell is supposed to be a place of suffering and despair, what more does it have to offer that we haven't already experienced right here on Earth? What if hell isn't some metaphysical realm we're doomed to after death, but a reflection of what we create through our actions or inactions in life? If we pause to look around, it's easy to see. Humanity has built its own inferno. Why? Perhaps it's our flawed nature. Greed, pride, and apathy seem hardwired into us. And sure, not everyone is part of the problem. But even the good ones often stand by, powerless to stop the destruction. What makes this even darker is the question of worthiness. Are we even deserving of salvation? If this is hell, does it mean we're doomed to eternal torment? Or do we have a shot at redemption? Consider this. Salvation might not come from a divine hand reaching down to pluck us out of our misery. Maybe it's something we earn, or at least strive for, through our actions. In a world that feels so fundamentally broken, trying to be good, to be kind, can feel futile. But maybe it's in these small, quiet acts that salvation lies. Being human may be a flawed existence, but it doesn't have to be a condemned one. If hell is here, why bother acknowledging it? Why not just ignore the darkness and cling to the fleeting moments of happiness we can find? Simple. Because denial won't change anything. Facing the reality of our collective situation is the first step to challenging it. Perhaps our main job in life is to strive for salvation despite our unworthiness. It's about trying, even when the odds are stacked against us. If we accept the premise that we're already in hell, how do we live with that knowledge? Here are a few options. 1. Refuse to be part of the problem. Actively reject greed, cruelty, and apathy in all forms. Even small actions matter. 2. Help where you can. Whether it's standing up for someone, donating time or resources, or simply being present for those in need, every gesture of goodness chips away at the inferno. 3. Seek and speak the truth. Lies and ignorance fuel the fire. Facing reality, however harsh, is a step toward extinguishing it. 4. Build communities of care. Isolation and individualism feed despair. Connection and shared humanity offer a glimpse of something better. But the question remains, is there hope in hell? If hell is real and we're living in it, the idea of hope might seem absurd. And yet, hope could be the most radical act of defiance we have. It's a refusal to give in to despair, a belief that even in the darkest circumstances, light can still exist. But hope alone isn't enough. It has to be paired with action, with a relentless commitment to creating moments of salvation, even if they're fleeting. What if this world is both our test and our punishment? What if salvation isn't something we're gifted, but something we earn, through grit, grace, and a refusal to give up? The idea that hell is real, and it's right here, isn't about giving up on humanity. It's about calling it out, shining a light on the darkness, and asking the uncomfortable questions. Are we too far gone? Can we rise above this? Or are we doomed to remain slaves to the inferno we've built? Let's not just accept the flames. Let's fight them. Even if we don't believe we're worthy of salvation, Striving for it might just be the most human thing we can do. So, what do you think? Is hell a fantasy or a reality we face every day? And more importantly, what can we do about it? Let's hear your thoughts, because if we're going to be in hell, we might as well spark a meaningful conversation.